Welcome, everybody. It's our Maximize Monday. And every week we are so blessed to have such talent in our Zango family. And, it's hard because I think every call is so special, but tonight is really extra special, if that's even possible. Our guests tonight are Grace and Bob Dyck, who hail from Canada, and you might hear her say about if I'm saying it correctly. But they've got a great story, and we know anyone that has success has a story. And for Grace and Bob, timing was perfect for them to take a serious look at this profession. She was a young mom and really, really wanted to stay home with her kids. But yet she missed the income of a full-time career. So they had a dream, and they became full-time students. And early in the 90s, she actually built an organization that grew to the point where she earned a BMW as a mom networker. I mean, that is amazing. And she understood that the business could be built from her kitchen table. And that was her goal. That was her dream. In fact, she still does weekly meetings that she calls her kitchen table meetings. She's mentored, she's coached, she's trained literally thousands around the world. And in 2001, Grace actually took a huge leap forward and became a certified professional coach. Now understand, there's more coaches on the planet today than there are real estate agents, but that Grace is one of the few that actually not only took training but got certified. And she's also just recently completed her strategic intervention coaching to help and support those in her team who are looking for change and change in their lifestyle. Grace has been featured in books, in articles, in recordings because of her success and the whole concept being in service to others by team building. She even helped start in Canada a Christian school and served on the board and many advisory boards as well, and is proud to state she's one of the co-founders of Women Building Bridges. And we were blessed to meet Grace and Bob back in 2004 when they joined our Zango family. And obviously the results has rewarded them not only worldwide travel and a lifestyle of choices. And I love the way Grace talks about choices, because where you are today, good or bad, was a matter of choices you have made. But Grace also found herself knowing that those early years she was an avid student. And that's what we all become when we become successful students who never, ever graduate. Grace and Bob just recently celebrated their 41st wedding anniversary, so probably more years married than some of you have been on this planet. They've got 3 married children and 8 beautiful grandchildren. So, Grace, thank you so much for taking time out of your crazy, busy schedule to share with everybody, why Zango and what could possibly be in it for them joining our Zango family. So I'm going to mute myself out and turn it over to you.
Well, thank you, Sandy, and wow, what an honor to be on this call tonight. I was invited to be a guest, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's so much great information. But before we get into our little presentation tonight, I want to remind you that this call is designed for you to help build your team and your business. And I think, Sandy, if you just go up to the next slide, we'll just kind of click along here a little bit. And there should be a picture here of Bob and me. This was taken last fall, but Sandy's right. We started back in the industry, actually in the early 80s, and we were introduced to Zango in 2003, quite by random. a relative of mine, not some, showed up with a bottle of juice. I was extremely skeptical, was not looking for opportunity at that time, just kind of going through my next chapter of life as my adult children were leaving home, and certainly wasn't prepared to build a network. But I couldn't say no to the juice, and some of you know our story. We were left that bottle of juice in our fridge for 5 months before we even cracked it open to see what it would do or how we would feel. But at that time, and Sandy, if you go to the next slide, Bob was still running his business. He actually had his own trucking company business. He was independent owner-operator and was definitely not in control of his own hours. And so consequently, he was married to, as an owner-operator, you're in charge of your hours. The more you work, the more you get paid. And we had definitely been looking for leverage in our life. So tonight, that's just kind of a little brief story of our beginning. And tonight, I want to ask you a couple of questions. We were looking for some things, and maybe you are. So you're going to need a notepad or something to write on tonight, because some of the things I'm going to ask you hopefully will be helpful, but also maybe guide you as you're inviting some of your prospects or guests to join you. So what are you actually looking for? And I think this is a really fair question. When people are looking for an opportunity, what does that look like for them? Are they looking for a secondary income? Are they looking for a lifestyle, maybe full-time income? Maybe there's people out there that need tax advantages, and that's what they're looking for. Maybe you need time freedom or travel. Maybe you're looking for a residual income. In our case, we're part of that baby boomer generation, so we want to have what I call, retirement income, some extra money coming in every month. But you can fill in the blank for yourself. But it's something I want you to think about. So you've been on the calls a lot, and maybe you're just not sure what you're looking for. And I will tell you, there is a lot of confusion out there. People really don't know what to do. They get on Google, they start checking things out, and they don't even know where to look. And with our industry, certainly there's been so many companies that have come and gone over the last, I don't know how many years, but particularly in the last 10 years, there has been a tremendous amount of companies come to market. So I'm going to go through a series of points tonight, and we'll get Sandy to move up to the next slide here, that you can ask yourself. And these are things about doing your own research and your own homework. And when Bob and I actually made the decision to start our Zango business, I literally took a yellow pad out, and I made a list of all kind of the things that I wanted the business to look like and how the things that I was looking for. So the first thing we're going to talk tonight about is our products. So Sandy, we'll just hit on to the next one. And products are a big part of, I guess I missed this slide. Sorry, guys. So, yep, I've got it in the wrong order. So we'll just go on to that slide. I can do that first. I'm good with that. So here's a few tips as you're looking. I apologize, but here's a few tips as we go through this presentation that you may want to be aware of. First of all, you don't have to be first in the company to make money. Remember, lots of companies start and 90% of them fail in their first 2 years. This is still a relationship marketing business. It's still word of mouth, and it's still referral. So whether you're referring people to your website or whether you've met them or you've shared product information or a story, it's still word of mouth. It's still the best way to do business, by the way. A lot of people say, well, Grace, you and Bob got in Zango. It was a ground floor. You were early. All of those things. It's too late now to even start. There's some upsides to that, and there's some downsides. And today the upside is, as I was preparing for this call, I had a chat with Sandy, and she just told me about another 200K that just broke in, I think, Botswana or somewhere, where we're not even open. So opportunity is still here at Zango. Trust me, it's not too late. It's actually more solid now than it's been, because in the beginning when you join a company, lots of companies have little bumps, and they've got to figure things out. And so I think Zango is a pretty good opportunity right now. Ground floor isn't always sometimes the basement. You end up in the basement and never get out. So you also won't be rich in 6 months. If you're looking for that kind of opportunity, you should buy lottery tickets because you might have a better chance. It is called network marketing. So if you're frustrated or thinking, oh my, I joined a company and that's not working. It really comes down to work, marketing, so work is involved. I'm passionate about you becoming a student. I'm still a student. I love learning, and this business gives us opportunity to learn every day. So you have to be a student. You can't just join a company and abracadabra hope it's going to work. And when somebody says, you know, Grace, you can build this 100% online, you never have to talk to anybody, you don't have to do anything, you just sit at home and watch the checks roll in. That behind that should just say that's a big fat lie. That's just not true. Everything requires an effort. There is no thing like that. So here's the 4 points. Products. You want a company that has products or a unique service. You do not want something that's fad or trendy. You know, I think of some of the trends that happened, the ShamWow and things like that were kind of a trendy little niche, but man, those things are done already. You need a product that has science and research. There's some validation. And all of you know there's a lot of hocus pocus products out there, things that are just declaring and creating all kinds of misleading claims. This was an important piece. You want a product that has high consumability, that there's a reorder, whether it's a monthly, weekly, or yearly. But you don't want that yearly one. You want a weekly or a monthly. The yearly one is going to take you a long, long time to build. So, for example, you know, if you're selling refrigerators, you're not going to get another order for a refrigerator for probably, I don't know, maybe 5 years. Or maybe a water filter. You know, how many water filters do you need in your house? So think about the consumability factor. And then, of course, the user-friendly aspect of it. You know, is it border-friendly? Is it just targeted for a certain demographic? Those things are important when you're looking for products. So, Sandy, I want to share with you a little bit about the Zango product and what we have as it compares to that list. So, of course, Zango is a branded, category-creating product. It's unique. It came to the market in 2002. It's a patented formulation. Wild Flavor is the largest manufacturer of beverages around, health beverages around the world, manufactures our juice. We have, thanks for fixing that, we have the science and research on this product. Now, you know, back in the startup days, we didn't have that much science. As a matter of fact, mangosteen was like on page 4 of a Yahoo search because there was no Google. And oh my goodness, do we have science? You can just go to PubMed yourself. PubMed is Published Medical Journals, and just type in the word xanthones. They now have identified over 69 xanthones connected to the mangosteen. And I think this is a really exciting part of our company right now because the science is more legitimate than we've ever seen. The validation is even bigger, and certainly Dr. Templeman has much more to share about that. This is a highly consumable product, so we have constant reorders. We have people that ordered the first day we started that are still ordering a case of juice every month. And why? Because we get results. You know, you can buy a product for a week or 2 or 3 and get hyped up about it and go, oh yeah, this product's awesome and it's feeling so good. But when you've got people reordering the same product for 10, 11, and 12 years, trust me, it's not because they're hyped up about it. It's because they're getting results. So I just want to ask you, for those of you in the chat room, if you've had a result using Zango or drinking our mangosteen juice, why don't you just quickly through this, I know I'm going to distract you, but quickly through this, just type whatever it was that you had a personal experience about. Don't type your story. Just say if it was, in my case, you know, it was about energy and it was about some joint pain, some swelling of the joint. So just put in joint issues, or maybe you had migraines or something like that. But it'd be fun to just see who's in the chat room if you've had experiences. So Sandy, we'll move on. So product is very, very important when you're looking at a company. And of course, the next question is the company. What kind of company are you joining? Who owns the company? Oh my gosh, maybe there's one owner. Who knows what his history's been? And then maybe there's many owners. Maybe there's been buyouts and trade-outs, and who knows about your company. You need to do some research about that. Do they have a track record? What is their track record? Are they on trend? Are they innovative? Do they have technology? Are they forward thinking? There's so many companies that get this hot little idea for it feels like a blink, but maybe a year or two, and then they're gone. They disappear. They have not put any planning into the future. There's no opportunity for growth, or maybe there is. Is there? Ask. Find out. Are they just local? Are they some mom and pop business? Are they a global company? And do they have a culture in their company? These are great, great questions to ask if you're looking for a company. And these are the kinds of questions I asked. Now, we'll move on to the next slide. Because when I looked at Zango, I was pretty fortunate. I knew 4 of the 6 owners of this company. And, the founders of this company have set this company for not just a global market, but they're also a huge visionary group. They're a team. They work together. I like the idea of having this many owners in a company, or founders as we call them, because if one of them wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, there's 5 others to say, whoa, 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 hang on, we're not doing that. Or maybe collaboratively they can work together, and we've seen that over the last 14 years certainly. A company like Zango that did $1 billion in sales in their first 5 years with one product, pretty amazing. So the Zango juice, just bringing a product to market. And for some of the old timers on here, there was a lot of juices on the market. When we came to market, everybody wanted to be in the juice business. Well, I want to say, last man standing, the Zango juice is the one that you see and know about. Many, many have gone by the wayside. And we, of course, have the patent and formulation. So our product is consistent. It doesn't change. We don't add things to it. There's no added sugars. Things that are out in the marketplace, we don't do to Zango juice. The Zango company is always looking for new and innovative products. Recently bringing us the picks, the tincture formulations, the 2-Minute Miracle, the Eris line, and of course the Pro line, all really cutting-edge, innovative products. And just a little FYI, more to come. And of course, Zango is a global opportunity, 40 countries right now. You just heard Sandy say that they're heading off to Korea tomorrow morning for their global business. And that's how our company is growing right now. We are strong, and we have the ability to grow into new markets. And of course, is there online marketing and technology? And for those of you who are members, know that we have a great back office, and more that will be updated. But more technology and marketing is available to us at Zango. And so make sure the company that you are joining or are looking at has all of these qualities. Make sure that they are innovative and they have a global opportunity. So yes, you got to make sure you have a good company. Sandy, we'll go to the next slide here. So the next thing I wanted to know was the compensation. What does that look like? And I'll tell you, there is a lot of crazy schemes out there right now, including some little quick gimmick, get rich quick overnight, big promises, lots of money games. People that say, hey, if you just put $5,000 order in tonight, well, I think you're not going to park your car in your garage, but that'll get you started at the top level. And boy, Bob and I experienced that once, where we went and invested a lot of money in a lot of product, and we quickly learned that was not a good decision. Is the compensation plan pay part-time and full-time income? You need both. You need to reward the people that want to work this part-time, and I would say more than 85% of people do work a part-time. And there's also opportunity for people that want to make full-time income. And then there's all these different kinds of marketing plans out there, the compensation plans. There's breakaways and unilevel and binary and matrix. There's many. But you got to do your homework. You got to know what you're getting into. And also, this is a really important piece. We not only want to reward, and create immediate income, but you also want a company that rewards all the top levels, all the people that go out and travel and do all the things for all the organizations. So there has to be both. So Sandy, let's see what Zango has. Let's take a look at that next slide. So we have a unilevel compensation. We pay through 9 levels. We have immediate income. So if you signed up tonight and you sold some product, you can get a 15% lift on that customer order right away. And you can also create retail income. there's a 50% commission on commissionable volumes. And this is important because it's not just up to, as many companies pay. Our company actually pays out 50% on the volume through 9 generations. There's weekly and monthly checks that are paid through Zango. And for the people that have been with Zango for a long time, they know, they've experienced this. Those checks come consistently. For Bob and I, it's 12.5 years. There's global qualifications. This is also important because there's many companies that call themselves global, but it means you have to qualify in that country before you get paid. Not with Zango. Wherever you qualify, if you're in your home market, is the same. You're eligible for commissions throughout the globe. That is a big part of our company, especially as we're growing. And of course, dynamic compression. This is another unique piece of our compensation plan. And we won't go into all the details of that, but that's a really unique piece, and you need to ask your upline about why they're excited about dynamic compression. And then, of course, Zango has all the rewards and bonuses, including the trips. There's a reward for the newest person that joins and for people that have been with the company for many, many years. As a matter of fact, I was just going through pictures today, and I thought it's 10 years ago that we went to Florence, Italy, all compliments of Zango. It was a trip of a lifetime. Cannot believe it, and I can't believe it's 10 years ago. But oh my gosh, we have traveled the world with this company because Zango rewards, I want to say, the correct activity, but also is very generous with what they do, not just for the top earners, but also for a brand new person coming in. We'll move to the next slide. Thanks. So this is a part that a lot of people miss when they look at a company. They go, oh man, you guys, great product, you got a super good compensation plan, and you got these awesome owners. But this is a piece that people need to be aware of. You're not just joining a product, a company, or a compensation plan. You're actually joining a team. And this is a piece that I think is really valuable. As you are a part of a team, you need to find out a little bit more about who your team is. Are they interested in your success? And if you have a team, this is also applicable to you. Are you interested in their success? How's your communication? Do you call? Do they call? Do you email? How do you communicate? Maybe you text. What's the support line? Are they available? Are they accessible? Do they provide leadership or training for you? This webinar on Monday nights, God bless Sandy and Collie and the consistent effort they provide every Monday night on the Maximize Monday call. This is part of the team. They do this consistently. The training, the education, the encouragement. Are they passionate? And of course, can you have fun? Because if you're not having fun, then you're not going to do well at this. So team support is a big piece of our business. And I think for me personally now, at the stage and age I am in my life, this is a critical piece of building an organization. Sandy, we'll go to the next slide. So really, if you're new tonight and you're listening to this, I hope it makes sense to you to take a look at all those aspects. But the next piece is just making the decision. When will you make the decision? And it's also interesting in our industry because like Bob and I had been in network marketing for almost 15 years before we really, took off. And we never gave up. We never gave up. We were on every call. We went to every meeting. We did whatever it took and kept ourselves going. But one day we got up and made the decision to do it. And you know what? Today is a good day to do that. Not tomorrow, not last year, not next year, but now. Now is a good day to make this decision. Sandy, we'll move on. Those are the pieces of what you can do. So you can make a Zango decision. You can go to Zango.com. You can get started. It doesn't cost a dime to enroll, which is really neat. I recommend to order 2 cases of juice minimum when you start, 1 that you're going to drink and 1 to share. You can order 5 cases of juice. You can order the 2-minute miracle. You can order whatever you want. But I will tell you, the Zango juice is still, to me, the flagship, the foundational product. And if you're not drinking it, you need to be drinking it. You need to call the person that shared this with you, whether it's somebody in your upline, you need to find the next active person. Maybe your sponsor and you joined the same day and they don't have any experience. You need to start looking for your active upline and say, hey, my name is, Susie Jones, and I'm just joined Zango, and I understand you're part of my upline team. I'd like to spend some time getting to know you, and I'd like to set up an appointment. And that appointment means that you put a Get Started plan together. Most of the leaders on this call will have a Get Started plan. Make sure that you've done that. And if you haven't done it, make sure you do it. Maybe you've joined Zango 5 years ago and you never really did the Get Started. I really recommend that you do that. And maybe you need to get started over. Do that too. But make an appointment. Put a business plan together. So get started today. Don't procrastinate. Today is a good day. It's April. It's right into spring. Love this gorgeous weather. Love that we're ready to go. Love that our opportunity is global. It's up to you now to decide what you're going to do. Sandy, I want to just share that red Kenworth gravel truck that was in our driveway turned into this little red car. And, Zango has been such a great opportunity. I want to thank you for being on this call today. And I hope that as you go through your research that you've made the right decision, and the best decision that you can make right now is to be part of our company and join the team. So thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. Appreciate it. As Sandy said, I'm going to just throw a little pitch in for our event, Vancouver Vista, this weekend. Dr. Templeman, Collie Butler, Kelly Allred, all coming to the Lower Mainland Vancouver area. If you have distributors in Seattle, Bellingham, the interior of British Columbia, more than welcome to send them to the event. You can email me direct, and I can send you the links. But I want to encourage everybody on this call, and I want to thank you for having me. So thanks, and have a great, great evening.
Grace, that was so right on. At the beginning of a new month, sometimes timing, like you said, is everything. And now couldn't be a better time for Zango 2.0 to catch fire. And you're right, this lady in Botswana became a 200K today. So I think she did it in 5 or 6 months in a country that's not open. And Grace, she's a virgin. She never did network marketing before. I said to Yvonne when we met her in Mauritius, it's not fair. I had to go through 11 companies. I have scars that are still bleeding from the nightmare of those companies. So if you've listened to Grace from her heart, from her passion, you'll know that this is the place to be, because those 4 things that she talked about is critical, not only for your success, but for the team that you're going to create. So I did stop the recording, but let me find my cursor again, because I'm using a new, let's see what we've got here. If there's any, Coach Grace, may I call you about coaching questions? So that's from Dr. Santry. You know what? Just forward her an email, and I'm sure she's gracious enough to take some time. Would your slides be available to use? Rose is asking, and they want your email as well. So just a little bit of techie stuff, guys. If you're on the computer watching the slide, really easy to do a screenshot of the slides. So you'll always have the slides. And we record the calls, and we're putting them in my own xfactor.com. So every call has been recorded for years, but the recordings are now going to myownxfactor.com. So go there, and this should be there within 24 hours or so. So Grace already gave you her email. Grace is gracious, obviously, and has always had an abundant mentality, and that's why she is so, so loved by everybody she interacts with. So again, Grace, thank you for just a wonderful, meaningful presentation and staying within our time frame. Everybody say thank you, thank you, thank you, Grace. And have a great week. Not sure I'll be back in time for next Monday, but my partner in crime, Kali, will be here, and we'll have another great guest on the Monday night call. Thank you all. Grace, again, thank you so, so much. We totally appreciate you. God bless everybody.
Thanks, Sandy. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, dear. Bye now.
Bye.